Today is a joyous day. It is a wonderful day. It is a surprising day. It's actually an astonishing day. Some people said that it would never happen, that it could never happen. But I can confirm that Tim has managed to eat a whole meal without spitting at anyone, without dribbling down his chin, and without spilling his dinner on his shirt. It is, of course, also the day when Tim and Rowena have got married, and they have decided to celebrate their love for each other and spend the rest of their days together. And that's a lovely thing, and I am genuinely proud and honoured to stand here as best man. I'd like to thank the other speakers. Ken, normally such a shy, quiet, untalkative kind of guy, I really kind of did worry about whether you'd be able to stand up and talk in front of so many people, but you did yourself proud. And Tim, never one to dodge the limelight, never one to peacock, ever, never one to peacock. Thank you for the lovely tribute that you paid to Rowena, who of course looks very beautiful today. You are indeed a lucky, lucky man.
You read the book?
What book? How to be a best man for dummies.
Absolutely.
I have read that book, it's true. Okay, as for my own speech, I'll try and keep it as short as possible. Obviously we're running slightly behind time. But do forgive me if I go on a little bit. I haven't really been able to get in a word in edgeways since my speech at my own wedding, and that was 4.5 years ago. I did think maybe I'd be able to have a bit of a chin wag at the stag do, but I made the mistake of asking Chunk if his son Cameron was named after the Prime Minister. And of course, nobody got to talk after that. I'd like to thank Rowena and Tim on behalf of the bridesmaids for their lovely Pandora presents, which of course they gave me getting away with by having Pandora on the box. And I would like to pay tribute to the bridesmaids, who I'm sure you will all agree have managed to perform very well today with elegance, beauty and charm.
Great.
I would now like to turn my attention to Rowena and Tim. Now, as you know, Tim is a psychiatrist. He very respectfully followed in his father's steps, who is also a psychiatrist, and I am a psychiatrist. And I cannot help but think and analyse people and their relationships. A psychiatrist is never off duty. Of course, when Tim first told me that he was in a relationship with Rowena, I thought to myself, what we have here is a very clear case of de Clerambault syndrome. This is an erotomanic delusional disorder in which the groom believes themselves to be in a relationship with, or the person, the sufferer, believes themselves to be in a relationship with someone who is clearly leagues above them. And then, in time I got to meet Rowena, and of course she is clearly leagues above Tim. But I thought, no, she's got feelings for Tim. This isn't Tim being mad. This may well be Rowena being mad. I realised this could be a case of Stockholm Syndrome, which is where somebody is captured and they end up developing feelings for their oppressor. Who knows whether that's the case or not? Of course, actually I was wrong on both occasions, and what we have here are two lovely people in a solid, exciting, mutually supportive relationship who are in love and wanting to spend the rest of their lives together. Despite my earlier psychiatric failures, I couldn't stop. Now, of course, Tim always reminds me that I'm his junior at work because he started his training post 2 years before me. And I'm sure Tim will have many sophisticated psychoanalytical techniques that I just cannot pull out of the bag for you today. But it doesn't matter. I stole his diary. Leicester, of course, is well known for its diarists. There's Joe Orton, there's Adrian Mole, and now there's Timothy Millward. Hopefully in here we'll find out some of his real intentions.
I hope not.
Hang on. Here we go. Oh. You'll have to bear with me a minute. Some of these pages are a bit stuck together. Okay, here we go. September 2009. I believe this is around the time that they met. Dear Diary, I've been working in my post as a drug and alcohol psychiatrist for 1 month now, and I think I'm beginning to get the hang of it. And I have to stay there. I am beset with love. I met the most attractive woman I have ever seen today. She is utterly my type. I am a deeply profound and complicated person, and there are many things that I look for in a mate. I could not believe my eyes when Rowena walked in. I felt as if I'd played one of my favourite scratch cards and hit the jackpot big time. Bazooka, bazooka, bazooka. It's Tim's words, not mine. But she has the most commanding way about her. She seems so in charge. I tried my usual tactics to impress her. Black shoes scuffed to near white with a sole shirt undone to the navel to expose a fine mat of ginger chest hair. A look I like to call the Tom Selleck. But dear Diary, she didn't even notice me. I talked to my boss about it, and he said I might look a bit like an overnourished alcoholic. She did not even realise I am starved. Overnourished? I will show them all. By the time I finish there, everyone will think I'm addicted to diet pills. I will up my game and woo this high priestess of the drug and alcohol team. Well, there we go. Things didn't really go to plan for some time there. And Tim left that job without being able to snag Rowena. However, August 2011. Dear Diary, I have returned to my work at the drug and alcohol unit. My educational supervisor advised me to choose my registrar jobs on the basis of possible career ambitions. I am playing a longer game than that. I have returned to make Rowena my wife. Since I was last working there, I have lost 2 stone and I'm currently in training for a half marathon. I have polished my shoes and tucked my tummy in whenever she is around. However, the Selleck look stays. It's never failed me before. I wave my I'm a doctor badge about as much as I can in the hope of both impress her and avoid any confusion about my potential as a patient. I have also grown a proper beard because I have heard that Rowena likes furry animals. She certainly knows how to give this dog a bone. In other news, I am up to 526 and it is only August. Could be a personal best. Well, there we are. That was August 2011. Things didn't really happen for a while. But here we go. March 2012. Today is the happiest day of my life so far. All the tricks appear to have paid off. I bought new shoes and I have lost another stone. Also, I think the dog biscuit trick is working. I've been carrying Marrowbone minis in my pocket, and I accidentally drop them whenever Rowena is around and casually say something like, "Sorry about that, I just love dogs so much." Today, as the crumbs fell all over her shoes, Rowena looked at me and said the kindest words I have ever heard. She said, "Tim, You have finally worn me down. If I say I'll have a drink with you, will you please do your shirt up at work? Some of the secretaries have been struggling to eat lunch since you started working. It is a complete result. Not only do I get to go on a date with the woman of my dreams, but half the secretaries fancy me as well. We have arranged to go out on March 31st, so I've booked myself in for a deep clean on the 29th. It might take a couple of days. Sadly, there's only one more page of the diary that I'd like to share with you. Let's cut forwards to... Goodness me, Tim. Shall I be wearing gloves when I have it? Terrible. Dear Diary, it's big decision time. Sorry, this is February 2013. Dear Diary, it's big decision time. After nearly a year of blissful union, I have decided to propose to Rowena. Once I have secured a commitment from her, I can return to the meat-no-salad diet I thrived on. We are going away at the end of March, and I need to choose where to take her in order to pop the question. Now that I am earning a decent wage, I can afford to take Rowena somewhere really romantic. Venice, Paris, Rome, Thailand, Sydney. And it's been so cold in England lately. I have decided to take her to the Isle of Harris, high on the west coast of Scotland. We can shiver together as we stare at the North Atlantic Ocean and maybe even hit the headlines of the local newspaper. The count so far this year is only 14, but then I suppose I've been busy in other ways. All is good in the world. Well, there we go. I found out what we already knew. They make a lovely couple. It's a real pleasure to see Tim so happy and so loved. And especially because Rowena is just right for him. She is a fierce and strong and independent lady who can hold her own in any topic. But she's also proper soppy. And I know that she's fallen head over heels in love with Tim. I'm sure all of Tim's friends will sleep well tonight, knowing that if there ever was a fire in their house and Tim was asleep, as soon as Rowena had rescued Tilly and Rosa and made sure that they were fed, watered, probably walked and toileted, she'd be right back to wake Tim up. And I sincerely also know that Tim will make a great husband. He is a very kind, sensitive and caring man. And he's also very funny, and he's been a great friend to me over the years. And I also know that at any stressful times he's been very supportive to Rowena in the right kind of way. When love works properly, it's lovely to see, and it's right before your eyes today. It's my job to provide any apologies from people that were unable to make it today. There's only two. The first is from the Tamarind, the Indian restaurant just around the corner from Tim's bachelor pad. They wanted me to thank you for your intense custom whilst you were living in Leicester and make them a small present for you. It's a lamb tikka kebab, no salad. They said they'd like to give you more, but since you moved to Shetshire, their trade is more or less halved. And the second apology is from Tim's first love. And despite his love for Rowena, it's a love that stays with him today. I've been in touch with Alexandra, Crewe Alexandra Football Club, and they said that they'd like to send their best 11 down today, but they're in an important match with Shrewsbury, as you know. And under any circumstances today, Tim, you're the top scorer. However, managed to send... Manager and every member of the team. like to say that one of the things I've really enjoyed about being Tim's best man is spending some time with his family and Rowena's family. And they've been really lovely and kind and warm to me. And I know that each of them has accepted the son or the daughter into their family, and that's really nice to see. And of course, as Tim alluded to already, both of them have really good, solid marriages, and that's a fine example to set, and I think it bodes really well for Tim and Rowena. I'm sure you're all about ready for your pudding, so it's probably time for me to pipe down. However, I cannot sit down without letting Rowena know just how lovely she looks today.
Yay!
That dress is amazing. You look wonderful.
No, costume.
But then, Tim is a very lucky man, but of course you're both lucky because you've got each other and you've got your future together where you can move forwards together, each chasing your individual dreams whilst growing together as a couple as well. I have one final duty, and it's an absolute pleasure.
Tilly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose a toast to the bride and groom.
Bride